The doorbell reverberated through the marble halls of the grand estate, its chime a desperate pulse that seemed to echo the fragile hope of the woman standing beyond the threshold. Her hollow eyes, shadowed with the weight of 1,000 unspoken sorrows, met the cold air as she clutched a little girl to her chest. The child clung to her like a withered leaf trembling in a relentless storm, her frayed cardigan riddled with tiny holes, her face etched with the exhaustion of a journey far too long, not just across miles, but through battles, regrets, and sleepless nights haunted by hunger. The woman's voice, fragile as cracked porcelain, trembled as she spoke. "Can I clean your house for a plate of food?" She didn't plead for money or shelter. Her dignity clung to her like a tattered cloak, even as her knees threatened to buckle. Inside, Liam Whitmore, one of the city's wealthiest tycoons, opened the door. His manicured fingers slipped from the polished handle, his breath catching in his throat as recognition crashed over him like a tidal wave. This wasn't just a stranger. This was Elena, the woman he had once failed. His chest tightened with a pang of guilt he'd buried beneath years of success, and his voice faltered as he stepped aside, letting her in. Years ago, Elena had been a beacon of light, her laughter a melody, her dreams a canvas of possibility, her innocence a shield against life's harshness. But life had a way of shattering the kind-hearted. A youthful marriage to a man who promised the stars but delivered only bruises left her abandoned with a toddler and a crushing hospital bill. One by one, her lifelines slipped away, her job vanished, her apartment foreclosed, her friends faded into silence when her need became a burden. She found herself sleeping on a church bench, cradling her daughter, whispering fairy tales into the biting wind to silence the gnawing hunger in the child's stomach. Each day, she wandered the affluent neighborhoods, her heart sinking with every closed door, every polite refusal, every gaze that slid past her as if she were invisible. But today, driven by a desperate intuition or perhaps a flicker of divine mercy, she knocked on Liam's door. A place so pristine it felt like stepping into a forbidden realm. Liam had just returned from a board meeting that clinched a $20 million deal. The media hailed him a visionary. His colleagues whispered ruthless. Yet behind the tailored suits and gleaming towers, he was a man who rarely glanced back, until that knock pierced the armor of his ambition. Seeing Elena, time unraveled. He remembered her from college. A girl in line at the food drive, counting dimes for instant noodles with a quiet grace. A smile shared on rainy library afternoons when they were both broke but brimming with purpose. They'd never been close, but her warmth had left an indelible mark. And then there was that night outside the diner. Her boyfriend's screams slicing the air, her tear-streaked face pleading for escape. He could have intervened, should have, but fear and self-preservation had turned him away. That guilt had festered, locked behind walls of wealth, until now. The grand foyer, with its polished silence, now hummed with Elena's hesitant footsteps, each one a testament to her lost place in such a world. She stammered an apology, her voice thick with shame, as if her hunger were an imposition. Liam, his heart pounding with a mix of regret and resolve, brought food. First to the child, whose small hands trembled as she reached for it, then to Elena, whose shimmering eyes betrayed a battle between pride and starvation. As she ate, tears slipped down her cheeks, a silent release of years of pain. Over the hours, Liam pieced together her story. The abusive marriage, the shelter lost to budget cuts, the nights spent shivering in bus terminals. Yet, Elena spoke without bitterness, her voice a soft whisper. It's just what happened. Her resilience roared louder than any pity, stirring something deep in Liam's soul. The next morning, he canceled his meetings, a rare act of vulnerability. He prepared a guest room, laying out new clothes, a toothbrush, and a note that read, "Stay as long as you need." When Elena read it, her silent tears soaked the paper as she pulled her daughter close, feeling the weight of acknowledgement, of dignity restored, settle over her like a warm blanket. Trust was a fragile thread, mended slowly. Elena wrestled with guilt, fearing the help came with strings, while Liam grappled with the shame of his rise at the expense of souls like hers. Gradually, they found common ground. Elena began tending the house, not out of obligation, but to reclaim her purpose. She cleaned with care, cooked with love, and her daughter's laughter returned, echoing through the garden, dancing over piano keys in the hall. Joy seeped back into their lives, a melody long forgotten. One afternoon, Liam returned from a charity gala to find Elena by the window, sketching a garden design. She had once studied architecture, a dream buried under life's rubble. Encouraged by Liam, she hesitated, her hands trembling with old fears, but soon her drawings adorned his office walls. A hotel chain owner, intrigued by the designs, asked their origin. Liam pointed to Elena, and that single referral sparked a freelance project, then 3 more. Within a year, she ran a small design consultancy, gifted a laptop by Liam on her birthday, a gesture that brought fresh tears of gratitude. The most poignant moment came on a frigid December morning. Elena approached Liam with an envelope, her hands shaking as she explained she'd saved for a small apartment. "You've done more than I can repay," she whispered, her voice breaking. Liam took the envelope but didn't open it. Instead, he led her and her daughter outside, where a new sign read, "Whitmore Foundation for Women and Children." Elena's vision, a sanctuary where no mother would beg for dignity. As the sun rose, casting golden light over them, the little girl tugged Liam's sleeve. "Are you going to be our family now?" she asked, her voice a fragile hope. Liam knelt, tears brimming, and replied, "I already am." If this story touched your heart, if it stirred the power of second chances and the resilience of the human spirit, please like this video, share it with someone in need of hope, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. We're not just telling stories, we're igniting empathy. Before you go, leave a comment below, a heart emoji, a few words. Your light might guide someone today.